The day I realized that I deserved better. The night I met him, I wasn't supposed to be anywhere near that street. I was leaving work late, soaked to the bone, and then I saw him, on the curb, head in his hands, crying into nothing. I gave him my umbrella. That one small thing changed everything. Hi, I'm Maya. I was 24 when this happened. To some people you bless the day you met them. To others you curse it. Meeting Ethan? I still can't decide. At first he looked like someone you'd help without thinking. Broken, not dangerous. I drove him home. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. He texted. He called. He showed up with flowers and promises. He made me feel seen in a way I hadn't before. That's the cruel thing about these kinds of people, they learn how to look like a home. The first 3 months were a rush. Then it started, who are you texting? Why are you wearing that? Small questions that felt like safety checks at first. But the tone changed. He got jealous. He got controlling. And then he got distant. I'm tired, he'd say. Stop asking questions. I blamed myself. I thought I was doing something wrong. I caught the first lie and shrugged it off. I caught the second and blamed my imagination. Then the third. I hate snooping. I always said that. But one night he fell asleep with his messages open. I didn't want to look. Fear made me. The first thing I saw wasn't another woman. It was a bank notification, low balance, £3.17. My stomach dropped. This was the man who bragged about handling everything. This was the man who told me to quit my job because a real man provides. He had convinced me I would be safe. He wasn't broke in a rough patch. He was hiding a life. Then a message from his friend that says, bro, tell her you are not ready for a child, she will figure it out. That message cut me open. Not about money. About the future had been pretending to want with me. The trust one thought we had wasn't trust at all, it was a performance. The next morning Al sits across the kitchen table from. He avoids my eyes. I asked him, what do you actually do for a living? He arrogantly said, I told you. In managing the company's new expansion. I nodded an affirmative, then said, your bank app was open last night. And I saw some text, then I asked him who was pregnant, cause certainly not me. He froze. I could see the mask slip. He finally said, I didn't want you to think I was a failure. But he never said, I'm sorry. He never owned what had done. He offered fixes, we can fix it together. Trust me again. Everything except the one thing I needed. I'd given up my job. My savings were dwindling. My head felt heavy with doubt. But I still had the right and freedom to send him away. So I packed him one bag. I didn't take everything. I packed the pieces of stuff he came in with when he had moved in with me and told him to leave. He then said, Maya, you can't just let me go. Then I told him, you left first. I'm just keeping up. I closed the door, changed my number, then eventually moved into a new flat. Picking my life piece by piece. Ending things didn't solve everything overnight. There were bills. There were days I wanted to crawl back. But I learned how to show up for myself. I went back to work. I started saving again. I saw a therapist. I reconnected with friends had let slip away. And everything has changed on a whole another level. Months later he saw me online. He saw me glowing. He finally realized I hadn't been his rescue. I'd been trying to fix someone who didn't want to be fixed. The day I realized I deserved better wasn't the day I ended it. It was the moment I stopped trying to make his problems my responsibility. I stopped being the fixer and started being the person I wanted to be. I saved myself the moment I stopped saving him. You're not responsible for someone else's pattern. If this story resonates, I want to hear from you. Drop your favorite color in the comments, blue, green, red, anything. Tell me one small thing you did for yourself today. If you need support, reach out to someone you trust. You're not alone.